Welcome to Cliffhangers and Cocktails Podcast with Amy Sissel, that's me, and my delightful co-host, Shéa McLeod.
That's me.
We are USA Today bestselling authors of paranormal women's fiction, among other things. And this podcast is brought to you, as always, by the Caftan Coven.
Well, today we are going to be talking with author Jennifer L. Hart about her new book, Queen of the Midlife Mystics. And we'll also be talking about, the usual witchy things and general shenanigans. So welcome to the
Love
pod.
a shenan.
I love a good shenan.
Oh, yes, welcome.
And then we shenan again. So today's affirmation: I am fearless in pursuit of what brings me joy and sets my soul on fire. Woo-hoo.
I love that.
Fear, right? I love it too, because I think fear has stopped a lot of people from pursuing what they really want in life. I know it did me.
100%. It's so scary to make big changes.
Oh, yeah. It did me for a long time.
I was on Threads earlier today, and somebody had said, women over 40, what radical change did you make in your life after you turned 40 that brought joy? And she's like, I don't mean like, oh, I learned to go get professional pedicures or whatever. She's like, I want radical. What is something radical? And one of them was I got sober and started running long distances, and I quit my soul-sucking day job and moved to Portugal to be a full-time author. And it was so inspirational reading through that post and thinking about how much fear you have to overcome to make those radical changes, and how much joy there is potential with that.
Yeah. Most of my radical changes, I think, were made in my 30s, but I'm planning another radical change, so
I'm excited. I don't know what she's talking about, y'all. So I'm so excited to find out what this is.
Oh, you totally know what this is.
Oh, I do. Oh,
yeah, you do.
Okay.
The moving to
Not
Portugal
a surprise.
thing. Yeah, not a surprise.
Oh!
Yeah. I'm actually in my 50s now, so I'm going to be, moving abroad. A lot of people don't do that once they hit. They're like, oh, I'm going to do it while I'm young. No, man.
Move when you're awesome.
Move when you're awesome. And actually they say that doing that, like moving abroad, like especially a place where your native language is not the same as their native language, or perhaps I should say primary language is a more accurate descriptor. That actually keeps your brain like growing and elastic and help prevent dementia. Mm-hmm. So I'm all for that. Let's keep our brains all nice and bouncy.
I don't like that motion that you made when you did that. I did not like the bouncy brain motion that you did. I don't know about you, but that's not where I keep my brains.
I just realized what I did. And I'm like, oh, that's a different body. Honka. So that is not the brain. Woo! Okay, I was just watching Heated Rivalry last night, so maybe that's got me in some weird brain space. I don't know.
Perhaps.
It's a little steamy. Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it. Not because I'm anti-Steam. Just not gonna.
Oh, well, I loved it.
I used to lie and say, oh, I'll put that on my list and get right to it. I'm not. Honestly, I'm not going to watch anything anyone recommends to me, probably. I don't care. I'm not interested in anything, y'all.
Zero interests. None.
Zero interests. No, I will read a book. You recommend a book for me, I will read it.
Well, it
100%.
started out as a book, so you could read the books. I haven't read the books, to be fair. But I'm going to. They're on my list.
If somebody comes into the comments and says, Amy, I am recommending that you read blah, 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 I will read it and I will talk about it. So be very careful what you recommend.
Oh, dear.
Because if it sucks, I will not be shy.
See,
actually, I might be. I don't like to
She's hit a woman of a certain age, and she is all out of forks.
Yes.
The last fork has gone.
I've got the one stabbing fork left.
Well, it's always good to have a stabbing fork, just in case. Yeah. So why don't you tell us about our topic of the day?
Oh, wait, it's not about stabbing.
I mean, you could interpret it that way, I suppose.
Okay. Well, so no stabbing
Right.
today.
No.
But we're going to talk about Aries season because we are right
Yes.
here, just swung into it.
Yep.
Just right now, and I have to tell you that Aries season is a very special season in this household
Oh, you
because
have a couple.
my
Yes.
delightful spawn, is an Aries.
Yes.
And wow, yeah. Also, the
Um,
third member of our coven is an Aries.
that's right. And
So
I have an Aries rising. So Aries season does hit me differently than an Aries star sign, but it hits.
oh, it does. No, very, very hitty.
it
Like
is it is very
mean.
it is
Oh no,
stabby.
wait, that's just my
No.
daughter.
So stabby. So you do need the stabbing fork after all.
It's a defense. For fencing. No, she's a delight and a half, but she is an Aries.
She very much is an Aries.
All right,
Um,
so Aries season.
yes,
Aries
Aries
energy.
season. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's Shea's rising sign, which is
Yeah.
her first impressions, her persona.
Yeah.
She's got a lot. She's gonna be feeling all this Aries energy
I'm
all
gonna
up
be,
in her.
yeah, it's gonna be all up in there.
But, I mean, this is Aries is a fire sign, right? Like
Yeah.
it's hot and it goes hard and it's bold and
It's
assertive
dynamic. Yeah.
and it is dynamic. It's charismatic, I think. It's
Yeah.
that fiery energy that's like draws you in, but it's also I don't want to say unstable because that's not what I mean. But like it's just there's so much passion and heat there that it's not like that same calm like earth energy that you get from an earth sign. Are you an earth
Yeah.
sign or an air sign?
No, I'm an air sign. So that's an
Air.
interesting
I'm water.
combo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Air and fire are like, yeah. And then I have a Leo moon, which is also fire. So I'm all fire and air. Hot air.
I don't know what Taurus and Sagittarius are.
Taurus is earth, and I
Okay.
think Sagittarius. Oh, I have a list somewhere.
Oh,
I
good.
think.
This is so
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. Sagittarius is fire.
Yeah, so I'm earth, water, fire.
You are all the things almost. Yeah.
I am.
I think that's where, like, even though I'm an Aquarius, like, and definitely that, but people when they meet me often say, well, you don't act like an Aquarius. And that's because Aries is in it's what gives me the first impressions, basically.
Yeah, that's the first house, isn't it? Your rising sign. is
My
your first
rising
house.
sign. I think so.
I would like to, I know this for sure, 100%, because I spent a lot of yesterday editing an episode where we talked a lot about the houses.
Oh,
So
yes.
I have fresh memories.
Aha.
Fresh memories.
Whereas my memories are going, okay, I talked about this with
But that
my
was like
friend.
3 weeks ago for you and 1 day ago for me.
Yeah. And so it's
So,
all
yes.
it's what I put out into, it's what I show the world. It's what I put out.
Mm-hmm.
It's people's first impressions. So they see me that way. And it's not that I'm not that way because it's part of me. But like, yeah, I definitely have that sort of like non-Aquarian energy when you first meet me, I think. That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Well, so this season, and this is going to hit you extra hard because it's
Yeah.
your rising sign, but this is a great time to like do some initiative stuff to be fearless in the pursuit of what might bring you joy.
Oh, yeah.
Like do that kind of stuff. Set your soul on fire with that Aries energy. So like, I don't know, it's a great time to launch a project. Got any
Yeah.
ideas on that one?
Well, I happen to have a Kickstarter that is probably going to be wrapping up about this time. So actually, I'm launching it technically in Pisces season.
Pisces is pretty awesome.
Pisces is pretty awesome. So it'll be wrapping up in Aries season. We're recording this actually in Pisces season. And I'm
We are.
already feeling the Aries energy coming. Like, I can already feel it. It's hitting my...
Just started.
I know. It's hitting my activator hard. I want to do all the things. I am having so many ideas about projects. Linda and I, that's my co-author for my magical realism women's fiction series. I had a great idea for like a books box set and some marketing we can do. We're going a very different direction with our covers so that we can
Ooh.
reach a slightly different market with that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all of these other Kickstarters and projects I want to do, and like, I mean, yeah, it's like my activator is in high gear. It's going, come on,
Yes.
shiny, shiny, shiny.
Activator or ADHD?
No, I have, I've been tested. I don't have ADHD, surprisingly. Although I do, with perimenopause, definitely have symptoms that react like ADHD. But I
I
think,
think that's pretty common.
yeah, it's very common. I do have that activator that loves the shiny and likes to jump on all kinds of new projects. But I also have the other strengths that sort of rein me back and make me actually finish what I'm working on first. Like, no,
Oh,
dude.
what's that?
What, finishing? You know how it feels to finish. You just finished a book.
I did just finish a book.
Yay! That must feel amazing. Like,
And then I like immediately stopped looking at my email in case like my editors were like, you suck. I don't want to know yet.
okay, I know you and I know you don't suck. So, I just gave her the raspberry in case you didn't know what that sound was.
I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was the
Anyway,
raspberry.
yeah.
That's how I like encourage my friends when they say mean things about themselves. I give them the raspberry.
That's fair.
I mean,
That is
because I could say,
100%
"Hey,
fair.
girl, you're awesome. All I want, and you won't listen to me." But if I give you the raspberry, maybe you'll go, "Okay, I'm being a little dumb,"
Maybe.
or maybe not.
Well, the other thing about now,
Yes,
not the now, but then now. I feel like we're in Spaceballs. You gave me the raspberry, and now it's the then now
it's the then
now.
now.
But this is the resetting of the astrological year as well. Pisces is the last of the 12 signs in the year, best for last, obviously. And then we reset with Aries to go into the new astrological new year. So that also happens
Yep.
right now. And it happens with the equinox.
Yeah, and we're re-emerging after winter, so fresh. It's very
Starting new stuff.
yeah, and it's very actiony too. Like being a fire sign, they are very actiony, but it's ruled by Mars, so Aries is like passionate, courageous. Sometimes a little bit, they have a bit of an aggressive urge to kind of charge forward. And like, yeah, that's not me at all. Yeah, I do have that tendency sometimes. But this particular Aries season of 2026 is a major transformative period. And if you have been like on Instagram or like whatever, more and more people are talking about this, and more women are fighting their inner witch, and they're
Fighting
yes,
or finding?
finding their inner witch.
I was like, why are we fighting our inner witch?
No, they're opening to it. They're realizing
Yes, okay. Finding,
their power.
finding.
Yeah, finding. They're finding their inner witch. They're finding their power. They're realizing, who they are. And so this period, which is marked by Saturn and Neptune entering Aries, it demands maturity, structure, and a new authentic identity. So it's time for like bold, decisive action and focusing on long-term goals rather than impulsive short-term goals, which is where the shiny. So it's hitting us, Aries is like shiny, 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 fun, 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 but we also need to like rein that in a little bit and go, yeah, this is a great new creative idea, and it's a great time to launch this idea. But is this a long-term thing? And you really want to invest in those things right now. So I found a list of how this kind of affects the different signs this season.
Okay.
So the fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sag, are going to feel empowered, confident, and motivated to pursue like leadership, passion projects, and creative expansion. Earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, they're going to experience a push to sort of break free from long-term restrictive cycles and embrace change. With Capricorn especially is going to feel some shift in the energy, in this energy. And then the air signs, here we go, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, focus on redefining relationships, communication, and independence. Good old independent Aquarius there. And then the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and lay Pisces, focus on...
I like how I got a lay.
Of course.
Les Pisces.
It must be fancy. Les Pisces. Focus on deep personal transformation, with Cancer experiencing a glow up in travel and growth, and Scorpio urged to find balance. So that's just a brief overview of how...
Actually, my mom and my sister are both Cancers.
Oh, interesting.
And so I'm interested to see how their glow up
goes. Yeah. So, I just thought it was really, what's really cool about this also is, we're entering the lunar year of the fire horse. We're actually in that now.
We're in that, yeah.
We're in that. And, I mean, this has been a nutty year already. We all know we've lived through it. We sort of entered this new direction that we're entering, sort of took root on February 17th, when the solar new moon eclipse kind of happened. I feel like this is kind of the kickoff of like the real age of Aquarius we're going to see. So then this eclipse sort of ushered in the year of the fire horse, which is a symbol of rebellion, of independence. And the last time this happened, it was 1966. And if you know anything about history, you know that this was a peak year for the civil rights movement here in the United States. It was a peak year for counterculture and for the arts. And throughout the world, all kinds of other like uprisings and rebellions were happening against like dogmatic leaderships. I mean, it was a chaotic year, but a year that ushered in a lot of positive change. That same force is back. And it is telling us we need to live boldly and break free from anything that reins us in. I mean, this is a powerful time of year. So the 20th of February came in with another, they call it an epochal reset. So for the first time in more than 2,000 years, Saturn and Neptune unite at Aries. I guess they call it 0 degrees, but they're basically both in Aries right now. And the very first degree of the zodiac, this conjunction, you got Saturn rules the material plane, and Neptune that governs the esoteric realm. So it is urging us, and I don't know if you're feeling it, but I've been feeling it, especially, in all of these, with all these people that I follow on Instagram and things like that, that more and more we are wanting to build structures. Like we want to build and we want to tear down. So we're basically want to burn down the patriarchy and we want to rise of the matriarchy, which...
I support this message.
Exactly.
100%.
And so many people, like, especially many male people, are afraid. They think matriarchy is just patriarchy reversed. And that's not it at all.
They don't want to be treated the way
they treat us. Mm-hmm. And others. And people who are not just like them. Yes.
Yeah,
but
weird.
It's
Are they saying it's not good?
You'd think that they might realize that, but apparently not. But this sort of meetup of Saturn and Neptune is going to inspire people to fight for institutions and leaders that are accountable, compassionate, And in astrology, Saturn represents structure, rules, and authority, and Neptune embodies imagination and ideals. And when they come together, we're likely to see the start of a longer movement to create systems and laws that are inclusive, and and guided by heart as well as logic. And that's what the matriarchy represents. Everybody.
Yeah.
We don't just have a table and people can sit around and gather the crumbs that spill over. When more people come to the table, we don't say there's no room for you. We build a bigger table.
That's right, Cher Horowitz.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, sorry.
She knew what was up.
She did know what was up all those years ago. Cher was right. So yeah, I kind of went way down the rabbit hole on that one, and I got really excited about, because I mean, I've been fired up by all these witches talking about the matriarchy, and like, I love, there's this one, I'm going to have to find her and put her in the comments because I think you'd love her. She's from the South, and she has this real strong Southern accent, and she sits there and she stares at the camera and she just tells you what's up. And she has got oh yeah, she's got no time for these, nonsense people in power. Anyway, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I love it because she just tells it like it's real, y'all.
So we do have some rituals for Aries season that you can do.
Let's talk about those rituals.
Let's do it. There's you can ignite your passion and goals by, and we've talked about vision boards before.
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
And there's always a great time to be a new year. Like New Year isn't January 1st. New Year is whenever you decide, whatever. It's a new astrological year.
Yes.
I just had my new birth year.
Yeah.
There's the lunar new year that happened in February. The pagan new year that I celebrate is at Samhain. So whenever you need to do your new year, new you can do it every day. I don't care. You do you, boo. But create your vision board or a to-do list focused on your passions and your personal goals. Remember, you're lighting that fire of joy. Dedicate a day to unapologetically being yourself. Dress in bold colors like red or whatever feels bold to you, and take up space. And then light red, orange, or yellow candles to represent that fire element, boosting confidence and willpower. Because, as Shéa wrote in the notes, candle power for the win.
And you can also do an energy release, because you're probably going to feel a lot of, like, when I call it fizzy. Like, I feel fizzy underneath my skin because there's so much energy that I can, like, literally feel it vibrating. So, a lot of people might feel that during this time. So you can channel that energy and release any pent-up frustrations. I mean, this is a good thing to do all year round, but especially in this season is, take a brisk walk, do some fast yoga, or if it's your jam, do like an intense workout or like a run, and sort of get out that extra energy and channel it into something. Or, if you're not into that, maybe you bake or build a house. I don't know. But just channel that energy so it doesn't explode out of you.
If you're not into going for a run, you can bake or build a house.
Or build a house, exactly. And you can start your day with some cookies.
Mother-in-law unit. Whatever.
Yeah, totally. Whatever's your jam. But basically, instead of fighting it and trying to stuff it down and focus, get it out, basically. And then start your day like with some energizing breath practices. Like, I'd like that ha breathing. Like, I'm not going to do it on here.
Like Ujjayi?
Something like that. Yes, to activate.
Or dragon breath, lion's breath. Those are all good ones.
Yeah, those are all good ones.
You can just Google them, find a YouTube video if you don't know what I'm talking about. But those are all like pranayama, breath practices. That's one of the arms of yoga.
Yes, and it can really just sort of energize you, activate your inner fire, and get you started on the day. And then also get outside and connect with the renewed energy of spring. And this is, you can do this while you're taking your brisk walk or building your house,
Yeah. Go touch some grass for reals. Like,
real grass. Hug a tree. I love hugging a tree. So, or just, take a walk through your neighborhood, notice like what's blossoming right now.
It's a great time for spring cleaning. And that's not just like dusting the dust bunnies out from underneath your bed, although that is nice. Cleaning your space and like letting that fresh spring air in. If and
Yes.
this is all, of course, Northern Hemisphere
Yeah.
specific, because y'all have to do your fall cleaning down there, down south.
There you go.
But cleaning your space to remove that stagnant energy, to make room for the fresh beginnings that are possible with spring. You can list your anger triggers and pent up emotions, and then kind of identify one small actionable step to change that situation. You look for what is triggering your anger reactions, and like how what is one small thing I can do to mitigate that a little bit.
And I
And
do
that's a
not
great way to do your
recommend.
spring cleaning.
I don't recommend using your stabby fork though.
No, no. A small actionable step that does not involve the stabby fork.
Yes, because we do not want anyone ending up in prison.
No, no. No stabby stabs.
No stabby stabs.
No stabby stabs. And then you can make a list of things you're ready to let go of and burn that list. Whether, literally
Fire!
set it on fire, or if that's not safe due to your living situation, like
Yeah.
whatever, there's other ways that you can bury it in the
Yeah.
ground, you can flush it down the toilet,
Yeah.
whatever, however you need to like symbolize that it's going away from you. But I like to do that this time of year. I do it usually for Imbolc, as I think is a great time to do that.
Yeah.
But again, there's never a bad time to let go of of stuff that's no longer serving you. You can't be like, oh
Absolutely.
shoot,
It's
March,
not.
I have
Yeah.
to hold on to this till February 2nd.
No, you do not have to do that. And then, of course, there's intention setting, which, again, this is something you can do year-round, but this is especially good right now. But you can literally or metaphorically plant seeds, like, herbs or flowers, to represent new projects. So, like, I have this new Kickstarter coming up. I could literally plant a seed and nurture that seed as I nurture my project. So that's something I could do if I really wanted to. But we all know that I am not the one with a green thumb in this relationship. You
I'll plant you a seed.
Okay, thanks. But you can also metaphorically plant seeds also, if you're just not able to physically plant seeds. You can also use crystals like carnelian for courage, citrine for abundance, or red jasper for grounding. Basically the warm tone gemstones like, yellows, reds, oranges. And then reflect on what dreams you're ready to pursue. And not just like, of course, small dreams. Small dreams are, but this is specifically a time of the season that it's for bold, passionate dreams. Like your big, hairy, audacious goals. To stop holding yourself back and to pursue really pursue those goals. So this is a great time for that. Like if maybe your big, hairy, audacious goal is to quit your day job and write full time. Set that shit in. I'm sorry. Set that stuff in motion. Please.
I can tell you that as at the time of airing, it has been almost exactly 1 year since I handed in my resignation to quit my day job so I could move to Portugal and write full time.
So don't let fear hold you back. Aries season is all about letting go of fear, burning that fear to the ground, and pursuing those hairy, audacious goals, whatever they may be. Moving to another country, or writing 7 epic fantasy novels, or
Or
I don't
writing
know,
one
or one
novel.
or one
Get out there,
novel.
sit down and write that book.
Finishing a short story you started 20 years ago. Whatever. It doesn't have to be big, but to you, it has to be big, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. We've got actually a really, really good potion libation for this. This is Jennifer's favorite, our guest, Jennifer's favorite drink. And so what have we got here, Amy?
Well, we are drinking electric lemonade, which does sound very counterculture, right? Like, I feel like
Yes.
electric Kool-Aid. Ooh,
I know.
except it's lemonade
Like
and there's no Kool-Aid involved.
I feel like
But
I need a tie-dye t-shirt or caftan as it may be, and to
I
be
feel
ever
a
so
little
slightly
tie-dyed.
high. You are a little tie-dyed. Yeah. That is, yes, that's definitely some tie-dye going on. Yeah. So,
So
yes.
yeah, this is an electric lemonade. And you'll see when Jennifer comes on camera with us that hers is electric blue. And
Yes.
it is fantabulous.
Mm-hmm.
The energy around this is cleansing, releasing negative emotions, lifting spirit, attracting luck and connection, and then that joy and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, and the this will be in the show notes, obviously. But we
Mm-hmm.
got your vodka, 1 1/4 ounces of that. We've got a 1/2 ounce of blue curacao, and I'll have the milliliters in the show notes as well for our non-U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Measurement people who don't use freedom units, as my daughter will sometimes say. 2 ounces of sour mix, and we have a recipe for homemade sour mix
Super
here.
easy.
And then 7 Up or some other lemon lime soda, ice, and a lemon slice. So you just mix all the wet ingredients into a tall glass, stir, add ice, top off with the soda. And then
There
if
you go.
you don't have blue curacao, you can have lavender curacao, which is what I have. I made my own curacao, my own sour.
Mm.
And then I used blue butterfly pea
Pea
flowers
flowers. Yeah.
for the color, but I didn't add
So
enough
pretty.
um, baking soda to offset the reaction that it has when it hits the
Yeah.
citrus. So mine's more lavender.
Then it is blue. And
Um,
then mine is just yellow, like a lemon, because, which is actually fine for this season. But basically, I didn't have blue curacao, and I haven't had a chance to get to the. I was going to say the library, but that is the wrong place to get blue curacao. Do not go to the
not
library and ask for blue curacao. They might find a book about it for you. I don't know, but the liquor store. And basically, I discovered that all blue curacao it's basically orange liqueur with blue dye added. That's it. So
in the cheaper versions.
in the cheaper
For
versions,
sure, the
yes,
ones that you're going to find on most grocery store shelves, it really is just a basic orange liqueur
right,
and blue food dye. The original had used a specific kind of orange, the curacao orange,
yeah,
which is a much more bitter rind, and then the higher end ones will use spirulina,
oh,
which is a
oh, it's an
algae
algae, yeah,
that it's a blue-green algae and is often used as a coloring agent for things that are blue. And I
that's
was going to
cool.
get some spirulina, but the only place I found it when I was looking was at the mushroom stand at the farmer's market.
Mm.
And I can't buy stuff from a place that sells
Yeah,
mushrooms
yeah, because
because
you
I'm so
are.
allergic to them.
We do not want you to do that. No.
And I'm like, I don't. And plus, the one, there was this teeny tiny little packet. I didn't even see how many grams it was. It was
Mm-hmm.
58 euro for this teeny tiny packet of like the
Oh my
best
goodness.
spirulina.
Oh my
The other ones
goodness.
were cheaper,
Yeah.
but like, I was
Oh
like,
my
no, thank
goodness.
you. I don't want your
Yeah.
expensive mushroom algae.
Yeah, that's not worth the risk.
But that's what the higher end ones tend to use is spirulina
Right.
without mushrooms.
Right.
And so I didn't get the spirulina, so I tried with the pea flower. And then the only problem with that is when it hits citrus, it does turn lavender unless you are able to offset it correctly. And I didn't make it. I didn't make it work,
Oh,
guys.
but still, it's really, really pretty. And
It is really
so
pretty.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you just want to enjoy the flavor of it without, worrying about the color, you can just use regular orange liqueur if that's what you have on hand. And that's what I did. So, well, you can basically
Moving on.
just sit back and enjoy this while like focusing on your intention for the spell and that you're pulling. In the sour mix, we got lemon juice, which is purification, cleansing, and protection. Lime juice, which is purification and protection again, and clearing negative energy. But they also bring love, luck, and foster emotional clarity. And they're often used to boost confidence and break through stagnation. So they're good for also like creative spell, like you could focus on the creativity aspect or whatnot. And then you've got sugar, which is sweetness, luck, attraction, and positivity. And then the orange from the curacao, which is or blue blue curacao that is joy, abundance, creativity, and the vitality of the sun, which is associated with the element of fire, which
Yay.
is all Aries there, baby, and the sacral chakra. And this energy stimulates passion, boosts confidence, and aids in manifestation, particularly for love, prosperity, and breaking through creative slumps. So if you've got creative slumps, hit the curacao. And then the color blue, if you happen to be using blue, which neither of us are, but that's okay. Well, you kind of got some. You tried. You got. There is blue in lavender, so it's tranquility, wisdom, and communication, and also protection. And the color is linked to the calming, expansive forces of the sky and the ocean, and it's used in rituals to promote peace, truth, and spiritual insight, while aiding in emotional healing and strengthening the throat chakra for effective communication. And it's just fun to drink a really, really bright blue drink. Or lavender.
It is. Or lavender.
Or lavender. And then the soda pop, as my grandpa used to say.
I saw that in the script and I'm like, soda pop?
My grandpa always called it soda pop. The rest of us in Oregon, we always called it pop.
Soda sounds better. I don't know.
Yeah, it just
does.
Soda
pop is nice.
Soda pop is fun, and it's a little ode to my grandfather. Sparkling drinks are used in spell casting and ritual work to inject energy, movement, and enthusiasm into intentions. And the rising bubbles kind of symbolize lifting the mood and driving away negative energy. And they're also just fun and celebratory. So that's the 7-Up or whatever lemon lime soda you choose to use. Anywho, well, let's go talk to Jennifer and see what she has to say. Shall we?
Yes, let's do that.
Alrighty.
I am super excited to welcome to the pod today
Yay.
Jennifer L. Hart.
Woo-hoo, welcome,
and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start off reading the bio and then we're going to get into the good stuff because we all know what you want and it's what are we drinking? Mm-hmm. No, we'll want to learn more. Okay. Yeah. So life is messy. Whether it's bloodstains or black magic, USA Today bestselling author Jennifer L. Hart is always conjuring trouble. From the suburban trenches of the laundry hag to the small-town magic of her paranormal women's fiction, Jennifer L. Hart writes for every woman who has ever had to save the day while laundry was still in the dryer. If you like your heroines snarky, your stakes high, and your humor a little on the dark side, you've come to the right place. Are you looking for high-stakes mysteries sans the lace doilies? Join Maggie in the Misadventures of the Laundry Hag series as she balances motherhood, murder, and the occasional medieval torture device. Sorry. Or help Jackie Parker navigate her messy work-life balance in the volatile and sometimes deadly Miami real estate market in the Damaged Goods mysteries. Searching for magic with a side of midlife empowerment? Dive into the Silver Sisters series. Or take a spicy beach trip with the Cougars and Cauldrons books. Grab a cuppa and talk to ghosts in the Pages and Potions bookshop. In every Midlife Magic series, the hot flashes come with actual fire, and the monsters are no match for a woman who has survived PTA meetings. No matter the genre, expect one thing. A heroine who is tired of the nonsense and ready to get the job done.
Yes!
That's honestly one of my favorite bios I've ever read.
That is one of, yes, that is the best bio. Oh, I love it.
Tell us about your favorite cocktail or mocktail. What are we drinking today, Jennifer?
Yeah.
The electric lemonade.
Ooh, ooh, that is so
Mine
pretty.
isn't as blue because homemade curacao
And everybody says with the curacao, and I said, you know what? I like me some blue drinks. I like to feel like I'm drinking Windex. It just makes me feel on the edge, you know? So
I'll make some adjustments before I make this the next time because I think I can make it blue instead of a beautiful lavender.
That is pretty though.
It is.
It's pretty, but it's not blue, and I wanted blue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on this. So it will be better when we record the next half of this episode.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, look, my drink's blue now.
So tell us about your author journey. Like, we talked a little bit before we started the episode, but like when did you begin writing and publishing and that whole shenanigan?
The shenanigans. When did the shenanigans begin?
Yes, when did the shenanigans begin?
I've been writing for 20 years, you know, like trying to be a professional writer. And I've been an independently published author. It will be 15 years in May. So 15 years, 60 books. So I started in mystery, and I never intended to do cozy mystery because I'm pretty sure cozy was a thing. And you read that little line in my bio about like, you know, sounds the doilies. And that's typically because when I write mysteries, I drop F-bombs. My characters cuss and get naked. So they're not cozy.
Yes.
And what happened was the giant like conglomerate of cozy came up around me and like swallowed all the mysteries that were not like detective mysteries or, you know, supernatural mysteries. They were pretty much became cozies. And, you know, so I would get people reading, this isn't a cozy. No, it's not.
Never said it was.
Yeah. I think now at this point in time, there's kind of becoming, I don't want to say a split exactly, but yes, a split of where they're cozy, but they've got spice. Like we just interviewed Stephanie Holmes, who writes, they're 100%, aren't they? Oh, she's amazing.
I love her.
I love her. I loved that it was the cozy vibe, but it also was spicy and hot men and romance and sex.
I like writing the small town vibe. I like writing the amateur sleuth. I like all of those elements of it. You know, so that's where I started. And I have 4 different mystery series that I've done over the years.
You've published about 60 books.
Yes.
And
that's amazing.
So you do the mystery, the cozy sex mysteries. That's not what we're going to call it.
Cozy sex mysteries. I love it. There's your new subtitle.
Not quite cozy.
Not cozy mysteries. And then you do paranormal as well. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So what inspired you to do the paranormal midlife books? Like what was that?
So back in 2020, you know, it's like I was realizing like again about this whole cozy thing, and I just kind of felt like I kept attracting the wrong readers. Yes, I have mysteries. No, I really wasn't delivering the read that they wanted. And while I liked the books and the energy, I could just kind of felt like I was at a loss, you know, like I needed to pivot. And that was right at the time that the, you know, original 13, you know, came together and did paranormal women's fiction. And one of the authors that has always come up with my mysteries, right, like next to me all the time on the algorithms was Jana De Leon. Well, Jana's doing this. I said, Jana doesn't do paranormal, but Jana's doing this. I could sure do this. Well, Jana did one book and left. And I'm still here.
It was such a good book, and I wish she'd done it. But I remember reading, like right about the time I read her book, and then I read your Under the Fairy Hill or whatever.
Yes.
I really liked that. I was like, this is so much fun. Like
I saw this come out, and I said, okay, I need to finish. I was like releasing a UF series under a pen name, and I had one more mystery, like, you know, loaded to go. I said, let me finish these. I said, and let me just jump right on there. And I think I wrote that book probably in about 3 weeks, like Over the Fairy Hill. I was just ready for that. I said, this is what I've been doing. And it just kind of hit me like a thunderbolt. And I don't know if thunderbolts can't hit you. Thunder's a noise. Lightning bolt.
Thunderbolts is totally a thing people say, though.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, so it just kind of hit me. This is what I've been doing. I have been learning the craft and trying to figure out what I want to do just so I could be here at this point in time. I was just turning 40. I was looking for a new pivot. I had the writing experience, and I just kind of ran with it, you know? And when I started with Over the Fairy Hill, I kind of, I was just throwing whatever I wanted in this, you know, situation out there. So Over the Fairy Hill is one of those where it starts with a midlife woman getting fired, and, you know, her relationship is through no fault of her own fell apart. She's living with her mother, who's a lot. Her parents have a conventional relationship. They're like together, but not really together, not living together, you know? And but they're both part of her life and her world. And, and she just feels like a big failure. Like I didn't make it happen for myself. And, she had such a promising start because she was this very talented gymnast. And she, her life kind of got derailed because, of a car accident. So it started, what if that car accident never happened? What if my life was completely different? So it almost evolved into like a magical, It's a Wonderful Life kind of vibe.
Yeah,
she
totally.
gets to see, what if this other thing happened? So that's where that story kind of came from. And then after that, I kind of realized that I made a mistake because what everybody else that was writing paranormal women's fiction was doing, they were giving the protagonist, the main character, powers. Like right out. It was about having the abilities, the powers. And my character was just like this gymnast that made a bargain with a fae and, hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love the book. It was a fun book to write, but I kind of realized this is not going to have longevity for a series. So after that came the Silver Sisters, where it's like, okay, I said, we're starting right off. They're going to have abilities. They're going to be witches. They're going to be figuring out the whole world with that. Cool. And, I just kind of went from there. But one of the things I touched on early on, and this was like within that first year where, people was coming up, was somebody had posted somewhere on Facebook that they really wished that there were more characters that had like real like physical illnesses or problems, and they had specifically mentioned multiple sclerosis. Well, I grew up with that. My mother had MS and my grandfather had MS. My aunt had MS. I grew up with it was around me, and I kind of like felt like that was almost like a call. So I did introduce one of those characters to have MS. And I went from there, from having one character in the series that rotates between the three perspectives to, the Cougars and Cauldron series where the main character has MS. And, she goes through this entire, development. So that has kind of become part of my brand, is that I do actually tackle some of these like real life, problems that, wouldn't it be great if magic can solve it? But what if magic couldn't solve it, but you still had to deal with it and magic?
Yeah, that is awesome. So that was one of the things
I really appreciate that. When an author can introduce a character that has a disability, and how it's really nice to not have magical cures.
Yes.
Because we write fantasy, but it's really nice to be able to say we don't need magic to fix everything. Because
it doesn't always need to be fixed.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah. And you can still have this full, wonderful life without being fixed.
In the Silver Sisters series, I started with book 2 where, the disease was suspected. A lot of the times MS has been a disease of you got to rule everything out first before diagnosis happens. So it takes a while. You go to a lot of doctor's appointments, you're dreading it, you're hoping there's something that's going to be fixed, all of this stuff. So she isn't diagnosed until the second book, and she gets the diagnosis right in the beginning. And her first thought is, how am I going to tell my husband? How am I going to tell my kids? Because it just derailed all their plans for their lives. That this was the way it was going to be, and now it's not. And her whole journey in that book is looking for a magical cure. Like, hey, I'm a witch now. I should have a cure for this. So she doesn't have to tell her family that this is what's really going on. She doesn't want to disappoint people. And I feel like that's a very natural thing for, women in their 40s. We get to this point where people rely on us to be a certain way. And then maybe we physically can't, maybe we mentally can't, maybe we emotionally or financially can't be there on that same level. And you hate to disappoint people. You absolutely hate it because it's part of yourself. It's who you are. It's the brand that is me, right? You show up. I'm always here. But then what if you can't? You have to deal with that. You have
to.
What? Yeah, exactly.
So Queen of the Midlife Mystics.
Yes.
is book 3 of your Pages and Potions series. And
Yes.
it's coming out in March, so it's probably out by the time this podcast plays. So can you tell us more about this book and the main character, Emma, who is an amnesiac ghost whisperer?
Yes.
Oh, please tell me
Yes,
more.
I need to know a lot about this, actually.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So this started because I love tropes, right? I have an absolute love of tropes and playing with tropes in
Same.
unexpected ways. You know, that's how we keep going book after book. People always ask, how do you get your ideas? It's like, no, I think about, well, what if this happened? And then let's throw a bunch of tropes at it and see where we end up.
Exactly.
The pages come. So in this particular instance, I had just read, it was The Trope Thesaurus by Jennifer Hill. One of the things that she pointed out in both Trope Thesaurus and, you know, like the ones that come after, what some of her favorite ones to play with. And she almost called them superpower tropes. And the two she had mentioned was amnesia and secret baby, right? Those are two biggies, right? That you see a lot. You know, amnesia, like if you grew up in the 80s the way I did, you saw all of the amnesiacs on, you know, Days of Our Lives.
Oh my God, Days of Our Lives. Yes.
Everybody has amnesia.
Exactly. So it's like, it became kind of a joke, but the point that she made was you take something like amnesia and then you add it to, you know, some other situation where maybe it's not as funny because, instead of it just being like a way to keep this like not never ending saga going, you can actually like see like, okay, like in Severance was an example she used. She said where the characters choose to have amnesia for part of the day and forget who they are. She's like, that's a way to twist that trope and make a difference. So I started thinking about it. I said, okay, so you got secret baby, you got amnesia. Well, the mother doesn't remember anything. Maybe she doesn't remember the baby. Maybe she doesn't remember life. So she starts out in book 1 walking into this bookstore. It's closed down for the night, small town, North Carolina. She walks into this bookstore and she's bleeding from a C-section. No idea where the baby is. No idea who she is. All she has is, you know, this literal scar carrying her through. So that is what has been going on through. So the entire time I've been writing this series, it's like, who is the baby? Where is the baby? What happened to the baby? What happened to her? You know, this whole thing.
My goodness.
Yeah. So again, I'm like, I tend to go a little darker than a lot. This is why I don't do cozies.
But your book still has
not just the doily.
It's not a doily, but you still have that vibe, like the small town and the bookstore or whatnot. And I love that this whole popularity rise of cozy fantasy has led to a broader allowing of what can be done in coziness, you know. So you can have the spice with the cozy. I know when I messaged you, we were talking about you wanted to share it, and you mentioned love that you wanted to talk about.
I did.
Yes. And like with the manifesting and all that, like, because we talk a lot about manifesting. We talk about manifesting money. And I know you're into the witchy stuff. And
I'm so into the witchy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like you even call yourself a word witch.
I did.
Which I love. Yes. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So the one thing about manifesting, and I've watched several of your podcasts, and I know you guys talk about this a lot, but one thing I never heard you bring up was that when it comes to manifesting and asking the universe to deliver something to you, you got to be specific.
Yes.
Be specific, right?
I don't know that we have talked about that, but yes, you're right.
So the universe is like a dog that has been trained.
Oh, the expression on Amy's face was delightful.
Big old waggly dog. I got one on the other side of the door there. And you tell the dog, go fetch the toy. Well, you don't say which toy. So the dog just like frantically runs around and it comes back with, you know, a rope, or it comes back with a bone. But that's not what you wanted. So it's not the dog's fault you don't get what you want. You have to really drill down and be specific. What do you want? So, we have like an epidemic of loneliness that goes on a lot of the time, especially people who are aging and, stuff like that. So some people might try to manifest, boy, I really want some friendships. I want people to come and care about me, and be part of a group and something like that. But you have to be specific about what you want. Not everybody's looking for a relationship, but some people are.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask the universe for what you want. You have to be specific. But if you want an actual spell that will boost your confidence and help you get what you want, put on some lipstick, whatever your favorite shade is. It could be lip gloss, doesn't have to be fancy. Heck, I'm wearing like colored chapstick right now. Kiss a mirror and tell the mirror, bring me the love that I deserve.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it. Very simple.
Bloody Mary shows up. Wait, that's a different mirror one. Be very specific that you don't want that, I guess.
Right.
No.
I'm not here to judge, though. Whatever.
If that's what you're into. I love, it's, what's his name that does Adventures with the Universe? But he always adds, or better, onto the end. So he gets really specific with what he's asking for, like you said. But then he'll always add, or better. Like, I want $10,000 by Friday, the 13th of whatever, or better.
Another way to look at it, too, is that a lot of people anymore, especially, like, we're writers, so we could always use a little bit more, scratch. So it's like people try to manifest money, right? But sometimes you're hesitant, like, you're like, well, I don't want this to come from, like, somebody dying and getting money, It's like, so a way to kind of tag onto that is, like, I'd like $1,000 free and clear.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I don't want any blowback, any karma repercussions, like that.
Yeah.
So free and clear.
Free and clear. Yeah.
Or better. Yeah.
And
don't be afraid. Get specific. Dig down there.
Yeah. Yeah. So specificity is A, it works, and B, it's important, and C, be careful. Be careful what you ask for. When you're being specific.
And I think that's one of the reasons why specificity is important, where you're not leaving it up to some kind of weird interpretation, because there's so many stories about asking for something and getting exactly what you asked for.
That's like one of those classic stories, the monkey's paw, where it's like, you like counting the wishes, and it was giving you the thing, but it was giving you in the worst way. So it's like, that really is, be careful what you ask for. Thing. But, I think one of the reasons that, at least I find, like, manifesting is comforting. A lot of the times you feel very powerless. This world that we're living in, it's full of tech bros and people doing all sorts of crazy things, and computers making decisions for us. And you don't feel like you're in charge of it. It's like, I am in charge of what I put on the page today. I'm in charge of maybe what I put in my pantry, what I put in my body, how much I exercise, but like after a while, it feels a little bit just like, why? What, the whole thing is just overwhelming. And so it's one of those things. It's like, it's a way to take the power back, to take charge, to say, this is what I want. I deserve this. And that's why, the spells, the words, bring me the love that I deserve. Because you know what? All the jokes aside, you know what? You all deserve love. Everybody deserves love and acceptance. And that's just, it's such a crucial thing that you have to believe it yourself. So saying those words out loud, knowing that you deserve that, that's going to help, put that dog right out on the right track.
And I think also when you're staring in that mirror and saying, bring me the love I deserve, also tell yourself that you do deserve love. Yes. Because there's a lot of people who really don't believe that they deserve it, or they're not good enough somehow. And frankly, that's nonsense. Everybody deserves love, and everybody's worthy of love.
So what are your plans for 2026? We're about a third of the way in when this comes out. Not quite that far in when we're doing our interview. But what do you got going on this year? What's happening? Tell me everything.
So, I'm doing a lot of self-love. Dirty. No.
Whoa.
I am actually reeling back the production schedule a little bit. I only have 3 books up for pre-order. I don't know if there's going to be more than that. Sometimes I'll have a little bit more, but I realized after a while, like the pre-orders are actually stressing me out because you start out, oh, I have all this time until this next book. And then next, it's on top of you and you're like, I have to frantically finish this book. And my nervous system can't take that.
Yeah.
I can't take the ups and downs with that anymore. So I'm going to finish the 3 series that I have going on, which is, The Pages and Potions, book 3 is, Queen of the Midlife Mystics. Right after that, I have Hedge Witch Wedding, which is the book 4 in my Coven of Crestmont series. So this is like a small town. The Coven is in a small southern town, and they're all going through like their own, like, finding relationships.
Cool.
Series. So like this is going to be the Hedge Witches. So she's a single mom, and and she's going to be rehabilitating one of my bad boy athletes from the first book.
I love it.
Cool and really
rehabilitating.
That's right. So that's my next one, and then the other one that I have out is the final book, final answer. I'm not bringing this one back, no matter how many times you gave me. Silver Sisters book 9. Ooh. So I will be finishing up that series.
Cool.
I am not meant to be a long series writer. I get distracted. I go off in other directions, and then I leave things hanging, and people are begging me, but I love the series. Would you do more? Would you do more? And I love that, and I think it's great. And your people are wonderful, and, my readers are the best. They're the absolute best. But I can't do any more. We're done. So I'm going to give the sisters the ending that they deserve.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to be moving on. But one of the things that I'm really excited about that I'm working on right now is I just started a program on my Patreon called Letters from the Astral Plane. Ooh. And what this is actual physical mail for, people who sign up for the highest tier, but there's also like an archive, a digital archive for anybody that doesn't necessarily want the physical artifact. But it's the lost letters between characters in my series that never got sent, never got found. So it's where the secrets are being revealed. So for example, in Midlife Bed and Broomstick, right, my main character is coming back to this little beachfront community that is full of shifters and witches, but she doesn't know anything about shifters and witches. She's like a regular old girl.
Yeah.
And so in order to protect her, then lover at the time, pretty much like staged a I'm cheating on you kind of thing and sent her away, and she's upset. So, but then she was pregnant. Secret baby again, So she comes back with their now grown son, who is just about to undergo his first shift.
Oh.
But one of the letters that I'm planning is going to be between these two characters, where she's pretty much trying to put it on paper how she tells him that, oh, yeah, we got a baby. We had a kid. But it's like all of like that heartfelt emotion the action that happened before the book. So this is something I wanted to do for a while, is just to come and explore things that happened off the page.
Right.
So that's going to be my letters.
That's cool.
So I'm doing that on my Patreon. It's called The Archive. So it's pretty much where all of my magical PWF stuff is going on. Mm-hmm. And over on Substack, I just started something with my audiobooks, because I have 50, I think, audiobooks.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been
doing this for wow.
Yeah, I've been doing this for about 12 years with audio, and they're all like human narrated. They're all, classic. So what I'm doing over there is I'm actually releasing episodes as a podcast.
Okay.
I'm doing like 3 episodes a week. So it's like chapters 1 through 3 one week. And so I'm going back. So I'm calling that Mysteries with Hart, the audio files, because these are the audio files. Yeah. So like I have like the entry level tier gives you like the weekly podcast. And then the paid tier, you actually get some of those other archive audiobooks, like as direct download. So
okay.
I have, I have standalones that I have on there. I have some, and just like little letters about where these things came from and why I wrote these, on my, beginning author journey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm really excited about like those kind of things because I want to connect more with my audience and not necessarily churn.
Yeah. That's great. I love that. That's fantastic.
Where can people find you, Jennifer?
Can you find me? So I am on Instagram,
Mm.
author.jennifer.l.hart. That's me. And I am on Facebook and I am on Substack, I mentioned, Patreon, I mentioned, my author website, authorjenniferlhart.com. You can find me there.
And you have your own shop. That's awesome.
I do have my own shop, the Pages and Potions Bookshop. So that's where I sell all of my wares.
Love it.
I love your little logo. Don't drink and spell with a little glass. That's super cute.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been like super fun.
Yeah, this has been such a pleasure.
Yes. So
and
much.
I bought 2 of your books during this interview. Just because that's how I roll. I like to interview and shop at the same time.
I mean, yeah, it's true. She does.
Everybody that's watching feels the same way.
This is so awesome. It was really fun to like
thank
have a
you
longer
so much
chat
for
with you.
hanging out.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Well,
We'll definitely have you back. So keep us posted on like whenever you have something that you want to like talk about or whatever, and we can get you on the pod.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
We love having people come back.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, ladies.
Cool. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So that was a great chat with Jennifer. I mean, she is amazing. I love her.
So fun.
So fun. I
mean, we always have fun.
I mean, we do. Every guest we've had has been just amazing. And we always enjoy talking to them and checking out what they're doing and having them share with us, some of their thoughts. It's awesome. So, now it's time to pull an oracle or tarot card for the day.
So I'm pulling today from my oracle deck called The Rooted Woman. And this is probably one of my favorite decks. And I'm showing the cover right now, but if you're not watching on YouTube, the cover of the decks is a dryad woman. And she's got her arms spread up and her branches, like hair, and she's mossy, and she looks a little older and like so at peace.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of got a weeping willow vibe. Yeah.
A very weeping willow vibe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's blue in the background. Is it blue or is it purple? Purple.
It matches my cocktail.
Yes. And then the gold lettering. That foil. I love foil lettering.
It's so pretty. And then the actual card backs are this woman with like just kind of looking down. Her eyes are closed. She's got braided hair and like some very bright garlandy firefly stars in her hair.
That's lovely.
So this is one of my favorite decks, and it's a guided oracle where there's 3 different paths. So depending on how specific you want to get with what you're pulling for this deck, you can pull one from each of the paths. And I'll do that sometimes because there's 3 suits, it's called. I just want to make sure I'm not telling you all something wrong. There's places, there's allies, and then there's the journey.
Ooh. And
so you can pull one like, where am I going? Who's going to be with me? And what kind of a journey is this going to be? But for today, I'm just going to pull one card and look at the basic meaning of it instead of doing a whole big thing.
Right.
But I'm thinking probably if you want to head over to our YouTube shorts, I'll do a full reading with this deck that you'll be able to watch on the shorts.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
This deck is shuffled, so I am just going to cut and draw. And so I have a place, and it's island. Boundedness and isolation, it says. And it's got this whale kind of breaching, And he's all alone in the background of the ocean. There's just a mountain kind of rising up there, just
Yeah.
a peak. An island can represent many ways of being in the world. It can be a source of safety and security, or it can represent exile and isolation. Sometimes it can represent both. And sometimes, in order to feel safe, we exile ourselves from the things we formerly knew and loved. We separate from the world and make of ourselves an island. Sometimes this is positive. It's a necessary withdrawal. Sometimes withdrawal is forced upon us, perhaps because we can't accommodate the world as we know it. All edges are transitional places, and the greatest edges of all are the places where land meets sea.
Ooh, yes.
These edges might seem gentle on a still summer's day, when the sun warms the shallows and the soft sand cradles you, but to inhabit an island, you must be able to face the storm. Its edges might seem to define an island on a map, but from the island's perspective, its edges aren't always strictly defined. They shift with weather and with the tides. Like the sea on an island beach, we too ebb and flow. We soften sometimes, then retreat into the safety of our own world. This card reminds us to ponder that mystery and never resist the natural flow.
We talked about that a little bit, not resisting
Yeah.
the energy of Aries and letting it out. But that, I mean, that's so true, because if you're an introvert, you very much know about the protection and safety of being of that island, withdrawing there to regain your energy before rejoining the world. But that's interesting. Yeah.
I love this stack.
Be sure to
Yeah,
go
head on
with-
over to our shorts and I'll give you a
Yes.
full reading based on like the Aries energy
I love
that
I
we
love
just
that.
walked into.
I love that. I mean, I can already see my path. Place is Portugal. Amy's the person. The journey's going to be fabulous. I mean,
I'm not sure fabulous is one of the actual cards, but I'm sure there's one that means that.
so where can they find the deck, the books, Jennifer's
stuff.
Jennifer stuff, the Oracle deck, all that stuff. Us. Where can they find that?
Written in the stars, but also in the show notes.
But also in the show notes. Thank you guys for joining us today, folks. And this podcast is once again brought to you by Shéa and Amy's Books, and also the Caftan Coven, and also Paranormal Women's Fiction Book Club. Did you know? Yes.
No.
Yes.
We have a sponsor?
We have a sponsor of a sort. I mean, she advertises for us. So if you guys want a free book every month, sorry, and by guys, I want to be really clear when that slips out. It is I'm trying to change my language, but it still slips out. And I mean that in a gender neutral, everybody manner. It is not.
I believe here Malta might be.
Malta?
Hey y'all. Malta.
Malta? Okay. Gonna have to integrate Portuguese. Malta. Yeah. Hey y'all, folks. That's what I mean.
I do y'all a lot.
I do
Sometimes
y'all
if
a
I get
lot,
real
too.
excited, I'll do an all y'all.
Oh yeah.
But in European Portuguese, Malta is
Malta.
a common informal term referring to a group of peers, friends, people in general, equivalent to English slang like guys, folks, peeps, crew, gang.
Excellent. And
So
M-U-L-T-A?
like, oi Malta is hey guys.
Is it
Oi Malta.
M-U-L-T-A? Malta?
Malta. Malta.
Malta. Oh, like Malta,
So,
the
hola
country.
Malta. Oi
Okay,
Malta. Bom
Oi,
dia,
Malta.
Malta.
Malta. I like it.
But
I
Malta.
like it. Malta.
You say, oi Malta. Hey guys.
Oi, Malta. Oi, Malta. I'm turning Portuguese
Something like
already.
that. Apologize for our accents.
Yes.
But
the
anyway,
point
yes,
is,
check the show notes.
check the show notes for sure. And yes, and if you want a free paranormal, typically paranormal women's fiction, but there's some paranormal romance, some paranormal cozy mysteries. Every month, one free book every month, go to the Paranormal Women's Fiction Book Club.com and sign up.
Yes, and then like, subscribe, share, review, rate,
And all that jazz.
subscribe. Please subscribe.
And share. Like, if you don't want to share it to your friends, share it to your enemies. We'll take them too.
I thought you were going to say if you don't have any friends.
I was. And then I was like, that's a little rude.
We're your friends now.
We are your friends.
But not in a threatening way.
I mean, it depends on how they view us, really, whether that's a
They're
threat
here.
or not.
They watch to the end. They
That's
must like
true.
us a little.
They must like us a little bit. So we're your friends. We support you. We love you. And we're so glad you're here. And we would appreciate if you loved us and shared us too. We'll see you next time. Bye.